Yeah.
And all right, here we go. No, that's all right.
No, you can make some noise.
You should have.
Like that.
You should have heard. You should have heard Don Oak's wife. She was scoffing in the background.
Oh, was she really?
And she didn't realise I was recording it. Okay, I'm talking to Tom and about one of his favourite sermons, and I'm going to ask him to read the passage from Jeremiah chapter 29.
Okay. Well, first of all, normally when I read this passage, it's from verse 11 because it's one of my favourite key verses. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And the message that I'm wanting to get across here is that there is a hope and there is a future for us. But the scripture then goes on to say, then you'll call upon me and come and pray to me and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back from captivity. And the idea of this sermon is to make people realise that there has been a glorious past. And if I'm using it in a church where there's problem areas, I would say, okay, you've got to look back at what has been achieved in the congregation and thank God for that. And you've got to look around to see what's happening in churches that are have faced similar problems to yourself. Then you've got to be enthusiastic about what can be achieved in the days to come. And then you've got to realise that this can only be done not by your own wisdom but by looking to God.
Okay.
And that's why I've put this little outline here is that you've got to have the courage to look back. You've got to have the wisdom to look around. You've got to have the enthusiasm to look forward. And you've got to have the determination to look up and to realise that this comes from God and we have to make that decision. This church has to make that decision. You and I have to make that decision that we're not going to be strangled by what's happened. And I might remind you of the words that John Kennedy quoted from somebody else, and that was, people see things as they are and ask why. I will see things as they could be and say, why not?
Why not? Yes.
Why not?
Well, I was asked to speak on this very passage at a graduation at a Christian school.
Yes.
And it seems to be a passage that lends itself to an anniversary or a special occasion. You've preached this a couple of times, have you?
I have, yes. I've preached this on a number of occasions in different settings, and I suppose most applicably when the church has been going through tough times.
Okay.
To really instill within them that there is a hope, there is a future, a glorious future with the Lord.
And was it received well?
Yeah, I would say basically it has been received well. I suppose every preacher would like to see a greater acceptance of the things proclaimed, but I've seen in individual lives and in individual cases in churches where this has been meaningful.
Now, your big idea here seems to be the answer to whatever question is in this church or in this school or as you face the future, the answer is in your hands.
That's right.
And once again, it comes back to a favourite word of yours.
Decision.
Decision. Make the right decision.
That's right.
You are free to make the right decision.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. And that's also your conclusion and your key word.
Yes. Yeah.
Make the right decision. Okay. Learning from the past, living in the present, launching into the future, and looking up to the Lord.
That's right.
Yeah. Good outline. Thanks for that.
All right. You're welcome.
All right.